Tasty treats, good to eat. 2-minute topics.
Woman worries more about food stamp card. Baby dies in fire after being left home alone. 2 minutes, Virgil.
Listen, I saw this news story and it kind of blew me away what was actually happening here when you take a look at it. It was a South Memphis community. 2 children, a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old, were left home alone by an aunt and a mom. The aunt and the mother left because they were taking some gentleman to his home. So they all packed up in the car, left, and went there. They left these 2 babies at home, and then a house fire broke out. The neighbors saw that the house was on fire, and they called 911. Some of the neighbors went to check and see what was actually going on, and they heard some babies crying. But again, some of the gentlemen that were interviewed said that they weren't sure if it was a radio or if it was an actual baby, and that when they opened the door there was too much smoke, and they neglected to go in and kind of see what was going on. That the fire actually pushed them back. Firefighters later pulled out these 2 babies. I mean, this story has an incredibly tragic ending. The thing that's really crazy about it is not simply that the 2 babies died, which is horrific in and of itself, but that when the aunt was interviewed, what she said was striking, because she talked not about the tragic ending of the lives of the 2 babies, but the fact that she was more concerned with whether or not her purse was inside and whether or not the food stamp card that was in her purse was actually burnt up because she left it there. She expressed no remorse for having left the babies at home and no regret for having done that as well. I mean, this is a tragic story. Number one, I'm thinking, what kind of mentality allows a person to have their priorities based on food stamps as opposed to kids? What kind of lady thinks about things in this way? This lady needs to be put in prison. There were men who were interviewed who all were saying that the smoke actually pushed them back. I mean, come on, smoke pushed you back? Go in there, grab the babies. I don't care if fire is raging. You need to go in and try to save a life. This is the same helpless mentality that allowed so many New Orleans victims to die as grown men stood by doing nothing as they waited for someone else to come help. People don't realize that at the end of the day, the cavalry is not coming. We've got to depend on ourselves and do what we need to do to take care of ourselves and to take care of each other and be responsible for that God gives us. The bottom line is this should be a national news story. And the reason I feel that way is because the ignorance of people like this needs to be exposed so that we realize that the problems we face have little to do with the color of our skin and everything to do with the content of our character.
Let us know what you guys think. Leave your comments on this page. I'm LG Hamilton.
And I'm Virgil Walker.
And we're We the People, America in Black and White.
Tasty treats, good to eat. 2-minute hot topics.